Hi there, YouTube friends. This is Shozy G, and I have a best friends club doll here. She's so cute, but look, they don't root them very tight at the top, do they? But her hair is just terrible. Look at this hair. And I have tried to brush it out. I have tried to comb it out. I've tried to do all kinds of things. So what I'm doing now is I'm going through and I'm trimming it. I'm not even doing it traditionally. And it's really hard to cut. It's even hard to cut. And I wouldn't suggest doing this with your dolls, and I'm doing it one-handed, so it's really hard to do too. Usually I would hold it. This is how you know, because she's got curly hair on top of it. Look how natted that is. It's just terrible. And there's curls on top of curls, and this is how you would do this. Let's see if I can do it with and show you at the same time. I don't even know if I can do that and see what I'm doing. I'm just going in there and nipping. And this is not how I usually cut hair at all. But in this case, I'm doing it just because this is one of those scenarios where it's the easiest way to do it, because it's a wreck. And you know that when most of the hair comes off in a ball like this, the hair is not fixable. I mean, look, it's coming off in like a ream of hair. It's falling off like that. So let me get to it and I'll be right back. And I don't suggest, if cutting your doll's hair, especially if you're not experienced doing it. I've been cutting hair since, I mean human hair, for my family, aunts and uncles, and perming and things like that, since I was a teenager. So I have lots of years of experience, and I did go to cosmetology school for a little while. I didn't get to finish because various reasons, but mainly because my ex-husband's first duty station was out of state, so I had to move with him when he got his first duty station. So, because we were in the military. Anyway, he wanted me to go with him, so I did. Anyway, because I was going to school here while he was in boot camp, and I was not finished going to school. And my dad was really sick, so I was taking care of him. My dad died shortly after we moved too, which was a bummer. But that's life. I was a teenager at the time, so life goes on. I continued to do hair even though I didn't get to finish my cosmetology training. So, you do what you do. I always wanted to go back, but I didn't get to, and now it's really super expensive. It was a lot cheaper then. All right, so hang in there till I get back, okay? Thanks. Because the hair is curly, what happens is when you brush it out, it becomes like this. So you have to go back and trim. So I've trimmed around the face a little bit to give it some dimension, and then I'm going to have to see, I just pulled all this hair out. This is what's happening. I'm not even gotten to the other side. I haven't even brushed that side out. This is what it looked like. Oh, there's Foxy right there in my slippers. But this is the comic book floor, in case you're wondering what the heck is that floor. But this is what I trimmed originally, and I haven't even brushed that side out yet. But I brushed this out, and this is what you get. So that's what happens with the curly hair. Okay, I'm going to trim it again and take some pictures and be back. Okay, now you see I just trimmed that side, and I trimmed this side originally, but then I brushed it. That's what happens with curly hair. You trim it, you think you're done, you brush it out, and look at all that. It didn't get in the original, because her hair was so natted. matted, natted, what have you. So now I have to go back and trim all that. But this side is pretty done. It just is really thick, so it'll need to be thinned. That's all. And then I'll need to restyle it because you can't see your face right now. Okay. Just wanted to show you that this is why you want to be either have some experience or be really cautious. You really don't want to trim your doll's hair, especially if it's curly. You want somebody to do it who has a lot of experience. Okay, that's just a real, you just want to be really cautious or you'll destroy your doll's hair, and you don't want to do that. Okay, thanks. Okay, YouTube friends, this is the finished doll hair, and you're wondering what in the world. Well, this is for a special project. I hope you can see this. It's a little dim in here. It's getting late. It's next to my steampunk course that I'm not quite finished with. But I kind of wanted to show you. I painted the nails just a very dull color, just to give them some color. And the lips were bright pink, and I tried to take it off with my nail polish remover. I do not have acetone, but when they come from the factory that way, they need to be either like sanded off, or the color, or use acetone. And I don't have acetone, and it's late, and I didn't want to take the time to sand it off because it takes a long time to do that. So what I did is I took this color, and what I'll do later is, because this is supposed to be a boy. Yeah, it looks a little feminine, but that's okay. He'll be all right. I will go back and sand it down. So see, my nails need to be done too. I'm going to sand it down and make it duller. And then I'm probably going to put some kind of like dark shadow color in the creases of the eyes, just to make him look a little bit more masculine. So I left the hair kind of like pixie-ish, not, but I didn't define it, and there's a reason for that. You'll find out one of these days in the next couple of months why that his hair looks like this, and it's not a nice refined cut. But there is a reason that I didn't make it. Since this is a best friends club doll, you know that they're fully jointed, so they have a lot of joints, as you can tell. Anyway, I washed this, but it has a little rust stain on it right there because it's very vintage. It's a very, very cool piece, and it's too big on him, but it's actually perfect for him, for the character that he's going to be playing. It's almost perfect for him. It's like a coat. But then I went back because his hair was very thick and ridiculous. I just went in and chop to, I didn't even take my thinners. I just went in with my scissors and just chopped to really thin it out. And then after, it took me a long time to do that, like an hour probably, to really get it the way I wanted it. And you're thinking, wow, really, to do that, to make it look like that? Yeah, because it was like out to here. It looked like disco. She looked like Disco Dawn. I didn't want her to look like a disco doll. So then I went back to and trimmed these pieces in the front because I wanted them to look really choppy, and define the part more, because I can't get rid of that part and without it having like a bald spot. So I left the part, and then I took my it's like I said, it's getting late. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not hairspray, but hair gel that I use for me. Just my hair gel. And I sprayed it on the top of the hair and then underneath the hair, and I combed underneath and then on the top to kind of keep the hair in place because it was still very flyaway. So now it looks like it's not done, but it really is done hair. It really is. So it's not going to go anywhere. And maybe I'll spray it tomorrow or something so it'll stay that way, because I really don't want the hair to move. I want it to stay like this because he might be wearing a hat, and I don't want the hat to come off and his hair to start flying around again, because it's very difficult hair to deal with. And you can see he's too shiny, and that's probably because of the hair gel that landed on his face. So this is actually a boy now. Tell me what you think. They did have Best Friends Club did have a boy or two, but they're really hard to get a hold of, and they're very, very expensive. They're anywhere from $100 to $300 or $400 now, and the $300 or $400 ones are in the packages. But I'm not going to pay that. I'll make my own, of course. So, and the hair was super frizzy. I could not, the hair was originally curled, and it probably looked awesome on the doll originally, but somebody didn't take care of it, and so it was ruined hair, so I had to do something with it. And she's been sitting around in my theater box office for a long time, and this was the perfect opportunity to use this doll for another project. So that's what happened. Now she's a boy, and she looks super adorable, I think, for the project that we have in mind for her. So anyway, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think.